Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. How are you today? I don't need to explain this to you. You've been here before. But I do like to remind you it's not an exact science. So, sometimes you got to think outside the box a little bit. He's only going to tell me enough to let you know what he's talking about. So, we're going to talk to Elvis. As as he comes in, he's kind of singing, but it's not a song. He's singing something about the love of my life. But he's kind of sing-songing it like a little melody. Yeah, but I don't think it's any certain song. Throwing in the love of my life. She lights up my life. She still does. I'm not even going to try to sing it to you. That'd hurt your ears. Please be mine, Valentine. It's still kind of singing, kind of sauntering in, I should call it. He says, happy days are here again. You may not feel that way. Okay, so you got to pick one. Okay, so he's showing you sitting on the couch. All right, he keeps changing. Hang on. Gotta get him settled here to a certain spot. You see a little smoke I'm saging. Give him a second. So I can't, he's touching you. First I thought he was taking your hand, and then it didn't look like it. So I'm trying to get him. So anyway, he's on your left side as you're sitting on the couch. Sometimes they show me exactly. Sometimes they just give me an idea. So it may not have to be every time you sit only on the couch. But he's taking his hand and he's putting it, well, this is my left arm. It'll be on your left side, probably. And he puts it on your arm. Like, do it again. Like on this part of your arm. And he kind of just puts his, of course I can't do it backwards. It's as if he's sitting beside you, so it'd be the opposite. And he puts his hand on your arm. So when he does that, it won't feel like a hand on your arm, but it will feel like, probably feel like, it depends on how you receive the energy. And his energy is very soft, kind of laid back, but it should feel like a warmth. It might feel like a tingling, like goosebumps. It might feel like a bug crawling. It might feel like a hair that's on there, and you start going like this, and it won't stop because it's not a hair. It just depends. So, but it'll be something like that. You'll probably feel a warmth along with it, even if you feel the hair-like thing, like tickling. He's trying to reassure you. He's trying to show you that he's there. Now he's doing something like crossing his legs, but more, he's a little bit faint. You need to come closer. It's almost like he's crossing and uncrossing his legs, or he's doing something kind of fast with, almost like his legs are a pretzel or something. It's not Indian style. Did he cross his legs and put his foot behind his leg, kind of like wind it around? I can't quite tell exactly how he's doing it, but it's something different. You might actually feel his leg bump up against yours. And we don't have this physical body anymore, so most of the time it doesn't feel like physical body, but it still could feel like a little bump on the side of your leg. And goosebumps, he says, and goosebumps. He says you've been cleaning something up around the house, going through some of his things, crying, not wanting to let go of them. He says, but you should. It's just stuff. It's not mine anymore. I don't need it. Then he's holding up what looks like a necklace. It looks long enough to be a necklace. He's holding that up. Keep that. He's mentioning apples. Apples. Eating an apple. I don't know if this is something you might be doing while you happen to be watching this. You just did it or something. Like I said, they don't always tell me all the details because it's none of my business. It's just enough for you to know. There's a young girl that he's sorry. Now, I don't know if that's a hair. It could be a hair because I did just comb my hair. Or if I'm getting the hair thing. They do that a lot. I don't see a hair, but it felt more like it was a real hair. So just anything that happens to me, I'm doing somebody's reading, it applies to them. So this was up here by my glasses. And it's funny because I wasn't moving, so where the hair came from all of a sudden, I wouldn't know, but I don't see it. Anyway, just keep that in mind. He's worried about a young girl. She's taking it very hard, harder than the rest. He's afraid she might get into some kind of trouble because she's angry. And she might lash out. So he's actually going to her room at night and trying to bring in a loving, calm, relaxed energy into her room while she's sleeping. When she can't fight it, when she's real relaxed, and even though she's asleep when he does this, she feels it. She may not realize she feels it. She feels it. It's like it's like he's filling the whole room with it. So it's like when I went into a shop the other day and I went towards the back room and I went, wow, this whole room is just full of something that's like the whole room is just full. And she says, well, that's where a friend of ours used to sit all the time before he passed away. So it's that kind of a thing. Anyway, And you could possibly feel it when you walk into her room. He's, he says she's doing something about counting the days. I think he's still talking about the same girl, counting the days. I don't know if she's counting the days from when he left, or she's counting the days to some event coming up. He says she's beautiful, and I love her beyond words. I wish I could bring her happier times. She's heard me whisper to her. Oh, when they whisper to us, sometimes you can hear the words in your ear, and it'll only be one ear, usually. Sometimes you hear it up here. It's kind of like talking telepathically. When they get close to my head edges, um, sometimes it's just a mumbling in it, one ear. Sometimes it's a buzzing. Sometimes it's kind of a shriek, kind of a high shriek. Usually, like when my archangels come in close, it's a really high shriek because their vibration is so much higher. When Bob or somebody like a deceased loved one comes in, it's usually a little bit lower shriek or hum, and you need to tell him, I can't understand you. You need to slow your vibration down. In the house. See where he's going. I'm just walking around the living room right now, like he's looking. I don't know what he's looking at. Okay, he's going over and standing. Like if you're looking at the TV, he's standing to the left, kind of up against the wall now, looking towards me. There's always a reason for whatever they do. Pointing at something on the wall, but I can't see what it is. Is there something hanging? If you're looking at the TV, is there something hanging on the wall to the left of your TV? If there is, watch that. So whatever it is, it might, show me what it is. If it's a picture, it might get cockeyed. If it's an electronic thing like a clock or something, watch for the hands to change or to stop or start when it shouldn't. He's not showing me what it is. He's pointing at the couch. He says, that's where I used to lay a lot. He's pointing at a chair. He said, I spent a lot of time sitting there when I didn't feel good. When I sat in that chair, I told them, I'm ready. I'm tired of this. He says, I want you to know that I was ready. I want you to understand that I was ready. Gotta move my sage. It's trying to smell a little. He says there's another young girl and she walks around. It's making me itch. she kind of walks around like a zombie. She's still like in a stage of shock, kind of just walking around dazed. Like if you talk to her, she doesn't hear. She just kind of stares off in space. So which side? So he's showing on her left side that he gets really close to her neck and he's breathing on it. So she should feel a little wisp and it should be warm air, but it won't be like the wind blowing. It won't be like your whole body. It'll just be in this area, just be a little, and that could cause warmth or goosebumps or tingling or feeling like you want to brush something off that's not there. Most people don't get the head itching like I do. I don't know why, but we need to seriously talk about this because it makes me look like I got bugs or something. I don't know why their energy only affects my head. Um, he's opening the front door and he's welcoming somebody in. He's an older male. Well, I don't know how old you are, I guess. I shouldn't say older because it's he appears to be older than him. More like, I can't tell, but it'd be a dad or a grandpa's age. He's not saying who it is yet, anyway. But he's welcoming this man in. He said he should feel very welcome here, and you need his strength. It's a good thing. Don't shut him out. Okay, he needs you too. Okay, now he's singing the song, Just a Good Old Boy. Oh, is it Dukes of Hazzard song? Oh boy. Never cause no harm. I can't. I don't know the words to the song. Sorry. Hang on, just a second. What the heck did we do before Google came along? Okay, so it is the theme from the Dukes of Hazzard. Just the good old boys, never meaning no harm. So he's singing that. He's just kind of singing that. Okay, he's still singing. Okay. So Google the lyrics. I don't know all the lyrics, but I'm not going to read them all. Usually when they sing a song, there's something in the lyrics for you too, unless it's just the first verse. I don't know. He says that stuff they put in me was poison, but it had to be done. So I honestly don't know how he passed away. I try not to get on anybody's Facebook page or anything. And he mentions the 4th of July. I don't know why, because we're not close to the 4th of July. So I don't know if he means a past 4th of July or one coming up. Cookies and cream. Cookies and cream. Just kind of randomly talking now. Tell her I love her. She can't hear that, but tell her I love her. Past is the past and can't be changed. Now let's move forward with this. So that for her is do it again. Okay. So on my left leg, below my knee, a little, not right in the middle, but a little to the inside, I'm feeling it kind of tingled. It was kind of like a pressure, but it kind of tingled. So it was his energy. So I asked him if that was for you to do, from him to do it again, and he did. So that's just why that spot, I don't know. So left leg, not in the middle, over to the side a little bit, and I don't know, 2, 3 inches below the kneecap. It'll be another one of those things. You'll just poo-poo it if you don't know. It's just his energy's pretty soft. So a lot of the things that he'll do so easy to just throw out, like it's just something you won't realize that it's him. Now he just got really, really bright, big smile on his face, like really excited. His energy went way up, and he said he saw you smile the other day, and he loves it. He wants to see more of that. It makes his day just like it did when he was here. He says, clasp your hands together, grit your teeth, you have to, and put a smile like this. He said, if that's the way you have to do it for now, do it. For me. He says, you will be honoring me if you start laughing again. Make my memories happy. It was my time. Couldn't be changed. He says exit point. And I don't know if I've told you, but I know it's come up a lot lately in my readings. Come into this life predestined with an exit point. It might be one day after you're born. It might be when you're 100 years old. Get to that exit point. It can waver a little bit depending on what's going on around you, but still that time area you're going to leave unless something drastically changes it, which I don't know if that ever happens. That part I don't know, but it was his time. Okay, he's talking about the smell of something freshly baked, and it's not cookies. It looks almost like something about cinnamon in it, and it looks almost like it has crumble topping on it, like maybe an apple cobbler with crumbled top. He says no, more like a cake thing with crumbled top. I don't know, but hopefully you know. And the smell of that, like when it first comes out of the oven, you will smell that. You'll smell it in the store. You'll smell it in your car, in your house. When you get that little whiff, know that that's from him and acknowledge him, validate him, tell him you know that's him, you love him, and ask him to bring you more. And he will. And and you won't be the only one that's going to smell that. So maybe it was one of his favorite desserts or something. He said it was soft, something he could eat. He He says, I wasted my time here. I wasted it. There was so much more I needed to do and should have done. He says, people don't realize how much time they're wasting. They're just breathing. He says, make your time count. Tell them you love them while you can before you have to go see somebody like me. You tell them. I didn't tell you enough how much you meant to me. How much you sacrificed for me. Tell the good old boys I miss them. He knows who he is. Tell him to sing that song. And more than likely, that song or the Dukes of Hazzard or something about the Dukes of Hazzard. I don't know. Did he like the Dukes of Hazzard? Because he's talking about that song again. Or I think it's just the song, that something about the song is going to pop up for you and this other guy. At least you two. And you could be walking through Walmart and like owls are a big sign for me. And I can be walking through Walmart and all of a sudden my head almost feels like, it doesn't feel like somebody touches it, but almost feels like it's pulled to the side. And then I go, all right, why am I supposed to be looking this way? And there'll be an owl sitting there. So you'll be walking through the store and all of a sudden you feel like you need to look this way. And that could be one of the Dukes of Hazzards things sitting there. So I don't even know if they even have things like that anymore. That's kind of an old show. Or possibly going to hear that song just out of the blue, or be flipping channels and run across it. Or he says it could pop up on your radio. Can't imagine what station you'd be listening to get that. I never hear it anymore. Anyway, he's making a big deal out of it. It's his show. I let him. I let my people say whatever they feel like they need to say. They know best. Something about being under the ground. Under the ground. I don't know if he was buried or cremated, but something about being under the ground. I'm not sure he's talking about that, but I don't know what else would be under the ground. He's showing almost like, it looks more like a backyard. Something under the ground. I don't know. I can't make him say. I don't force him. I just let him talk. It's going to be okay, even though you don't think so right now. Do you have somebody else that you know that's lost their husband? He's talking about, now he's talking about a kindred spirit, but he's talking about a female. Maybe it's like in the same boat you are. Maybe you should reach out to her more, or allow her to reach out to you more. Maybe that's it. Feels more like that. Somebody that understands. He says, so I'm letting you know that I'm always around. Talk to me. And I tell people, I promise you 1000% that he can hear you. Talk to him all you want to. When you go to bed at night, he strokes your hair. And he may do this after you go to sleep. You may dream of it. You may think you feel it right when you're falling asleep, because usually it's when we're really calm and kind of zoned out, and it's kind of like a meditation thing. Really get zoned out, that's when your guard drops and you feel it. Because if you sit there and go, do it now, do it now, do it now, you're all tense, and it doesn't work that way usually. But ask him for signs, he'll bring them. He says, I love you. I'm leaving, but I'm not. He's leaving, talking here, but he's not leaving you. I will always be by your side to protect, love and protect you. And then he comes back and sticks his face in your mind. He says, don't forget I love you. He feels so soft and gentle and calm and loving and good. I mean, he's just, he says, and accepting, whatever that means, accepting. All right, much love to you, my dear. Thank you for trusting me to be the voice of your loved one. Thank you for trusting me with your loved one. He's a very, very soft soul. Much love to you anyway. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. Much love to you.